everyone. Today we are going to practice reading words that have digraphs. A digraph is when two letters go together to make a brand new sound. There are 4 digraphs that we will focus on in this video. First, I'll start by telling you a story for each of them to help you remember what they say, and then we'll practice reading words that have those digraphs inside. The digraphs we are focusing on today are TH, SH, CH, and WH. You will notice that all of these digraphs have something in common. They all have the letter H. We're going to start by learning some stories about each of these digraphs. Since they all have the letter H inside, it will be useful to know more about the letter H. Letter H is very hairy. In fact, letter H is so hairy, he's constantly too warm. He's too hot. That's why he's always walking around saying, just like a panting dog. Imagine having all of that long hair in very warm weather. You'd be hot too. Now here comes the problem. Sometimes when the letter H gets too hot, well, he gets thirsty. So what better thing to do than grab a drink of water? The letter that H chooses to get water from is the letter T. That's because the letter T is a dripping tap. T, t, t. Water drips out from each of its taps. In order to drink water, the letter H sticks his tongue out in order to catch the water droplets on his tongue. So, in order to make the sound of TH together, you need to stick your tongue between your teeth and blow, like this. And I realize this is a terrible picture of a tongue, but if you can just imagine the letter H sticking his tongue out and catching those water droplets on the tip of the tongue, then it will help you with making this sound. Try again. Stick your tongue out, bite on it, and now blow. When you see T and H together, make this sound. Back to the letter H, which we know is the hottest letter in the whole alphabet because he's so hairy. Constantly walking around panting. We know that the letter H gets water from T in order to cool off, making the sound f. But do you know what happens when S comes along? S is a snake hunting in the grass for something to eat. There's the snake's tongue and head and tail. Kind of looks like a duck head. Let's try that again. There we go. Now it looks a little bit more like a snake. The snake is hunting in the grass. Unfortunately, in order to hunt properly, the snake needs it to be perfectly quiet so he can hear his prey that he's about to catch. Well, whenever the snake is around the H, he can't focus on hunting. The H is making too much noise. The S gets so frustrated and starts exclaiming, "Shh! Quiet! I'm trying to hunt here." "Shh! Be quiet! I'm trying to hunt here." And of course, H keeps on panting because he's so hot with all of his hair. So every time you see the S come along beside the H, instead of saying S, you make a brand new sound, shh. It's the story of when the snake is trying to hunt in the grass and needs it to be perfectly quiet. Shh, stop making all that noise. I'm trying to hunt around here. Now we know 2 digraph stories. We know that when T and H are beside each other, you don't make their regular sounds. T, h, t. Instead, it's a digraph, so the two letters go together to make a brand new sound, and that is where H sticks out his tongue to catch water droplets, which is the same as sticking your tongue out and blowing. This digraph says, and this digraph says, shh. Practice. Shh. Shh. Let's try the next one. There's H, one hairy letter. It's always so hot in the sun. Now we know H has this long hair. Now it's time to put the letter C beside the H. Letter C always has his mouth open. Unfortunately, C has terrible allergies. Are you allergic to anything? Some people I know are allergic to dogs, cats, or something outside. Letter C is allergic to hair from H. So whenever the hair starts shedding off the H, letter C starts to sneeze because of his allergies to all that hair. So a big sneeze comes out. That means instead of saying k, h, when you see these two letters beside each other, you're going to make a brand new sound. And it's just like a sneeze. Listen. Ch. Just like chew. Say it like this. Ch. 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 C and H are a digraph. Two letters going together to make a brand new sound. Now we know three. F, sh, and ch. The last digraph we're going to talk about today also has an H. Hairy, hot H. Now, we're going to add a W in front of the H to do our last digraph. W has deep pockets. Sometimes W has rocks in its pockets and collects them there. Unfortunately, H has all of this long hair. And if you know anything about long hair, you'll know it's easy to get it tangled. You don't like getting things stuck inside of it. It's impossible to get them out. So the problem is when W gets really excited and goes next to H starts getting worried, thinking, oh no, if he gets too excited, all of those rocks are going to go flying up in the air and get caught and tangled in my hair. Oh, that will take me forever to get them out. I'll be brushing for hours. I like W, but I really don't want rocks in my hair. So maybe if I just stand really still and I don't say anything, he won't see me. And then he won't get excited and the rocks won't start going flying up in the air. The H made that plan. So whenever you see W and H beside each other, don't say the H. Just pretend he's not there. Skip right over him. Because if you make his sound, W will get really excited and the rocks will start going flying and getting tangled in his hair. That means instead of saying w, h, w, h, you just say it like this. W. That means you're only making the noise for W, but not making any sound for the H. W. Again. W. W. Don't say the H. It's almost as if he's not there at all. Let's quickly review our digraphs. First, we learned the story of TH. That hot old H needed a drink of water, so he sticks his tongue out and catches the water droplets dripping from T on his tongue. Stick your tongue out and blow. The next digraph we learned was SH. There's hot old hairy H panting up a storm. And unfortunately, our snake in the grass is hunting and needs it to be perfectly quiet. When you see these two letters beside each other, say, shh, quiet, I'm trying to hunt around here. Shh, shh. The third digraph we learned was CH. H's long hair started shedding, and unfortunately C always has its mouth open and has allergies to the letter H. So whenever you see C and H beside each other, you need to make a sound similar to when you sneeze. Ch, ch, ch. The last digraph that we learned was WH. In the digraph WH, don't say the sound for the H. Doesn't want any rocks flying up and getting tangled in his hair, so just skip right over top of him and only make the sound for the W, like this. W, w, w. Now that we've practiced our digraphs, we're going to read some words that have them inside. Here's our first word. To read this word, I'm going to start by reading the rhyme. That means the vowel and everything after. I'll cover up the letters before the vowel. The rhyme is op, op, op. Now I'll add the onset. Hey, the onset is a digraph. That's that snake hunting in the grass. This digraph says shh. The rhyme is op, shh, op, shh, op, shop. This word says shop. Let's start by reading the rhyme. The rhyme is the vowel and everything after. I'll cover up the onset. The rhyme is at, at, at. Now let's figure out the onset. Hey, it's a digraph. 2 letters going together to make a brand new sound. That's that C who's allergic to the H. And when you have allergies, you sneeze. Ch, at, ch, at, ch, at, chat, chat. This word says chat. Our next word starts with a different digraph, but let's start by reading the rhyme, the vowel and everything after. At, at. That's the same rhyme as our last word, at. Let's look at the onset. Hey, it's a digraph. The T is dripping water and the H is trying to get a drink. Stick your tongue out, everyone, and blow. At, at, that, that. This word says that. Let's start by reading the rhyme. The vowel and everything after. En, en, en. The rhyme is en. Let's look at the onset. Hey, it's a digraph. Oh, H doesn't like when rocks go flying out of W's pockets and get tangled in his hair, so he's not going to say anything. En, 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 when. This word says when. Read the rhyme. En, 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 then. This word says then. Ed, ed, ed. Shh, ed, shh, ed, shed. This word says shed. Ip, ip, ip. Ch, ip, ch, ip, ch, ip, chip. This word says chip. I'll put a few other words on the screen so you can practice on your own. Then you can pause the video and see which ones you can figure out all by yourself. Try and remember the digraph stories that we talked about. See you next time.